Welcome back. Today I am going to give you guys a shop tour. Recently my wife and my family and I moved into a different house, and it's got a 3-car garage. So I have a dedicated 2-car garage workshop that has been helping out tremendously with a few other upgrades on the workbench and the vacuum system, and kind of all around it's at a pretty efficient level that I feel like I'm ready to show you guys. There's definitely some things that I'm going to continue to upgrade and continue to change, but this is where it is going to be at for right now. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod here in a second and then walk around with it. Please excuse the shakiness if there is any. I'm going to do my best, and then we'll just kind of walk around the shop and then show you what we got. First things first, we've got the mobile workbench smack dab in the center of the shop. If you want to check out some details on the mobile workbench video, I'll leave a link in the description below. We got some dust collection and electricity coming off this guy. Let's go over here to the left first so we can see what we've got. Upon moving into this garage, I needed some kind of workbench fast, and so I built one real quick out of 2x4 and MDF. So here's what we're working with right here. This whole bench right here is 8 feet long and then 2 feet wide. I just ripped a sheet of MDF and smack dab in half. Over here below the bench, this is actually a recent upgrade that I just did, and it's working out phenomenally well. I've got my air compressor here. The reason I have it backwards right now is it's easier to get that handle and pull it out. That handle can come up and down. But then also we've got the valve down there on the bottom, so that way I can let out all the air and let the moisture out pretty much every day when I'm not using it. I can turn it on, I can change the outlet pressure, and then what's also helping out is one of these retractable spools or wheels for the hose. That guy just kind of mounts pretty much anywhere, and it is working out so well. It's been great, so that way I don't have to move the compressor around. All right, enough of that workbench. Let's come over here. We got some dust collection. I'll leave a link to that video below in the description where I detailed the dust collection setup that's over there in the corner, and then all throughout these hoses. Moving along, get a little dust collection drop to where I can sweep in the dust. That is awesome. It's been working out great. A little extension cord on a bicycle hook that is good for working on anything over here on the bench or anything over here in this open area. Then I've got the same workbench that I bought for the old house that I put on casters and made a couple shelves for it. It's just kind of my scrap wood pile. I need to organize that a lot better, but one day in the future I might build a big set of cabinets, honestly, from here all the way down, work top space with drawers and something. I'm not exactly sure, but I definitely need to reorganize that scrap wood pile because that is looking like hell. Right now there is the sliding miter saw. I built a box for it because this guy at the old house was the biggest culprit for spraying sawdust everywhere, and I didn't want that for the new shop. So I've got a little port there on the side. In the future I'll probably put it on the bottom, more towards the middle, but for now it's working out okay. It doesn't suck up everything that's in there, as you might be able to see, but it definitely contains it and keeps the air flowing through that hose, and anything just kind of settles in there. Back on this back wall, I've got some of these rinky-dink shelves for some longer lumber storage. Right over here, here's the vacuum system right here, and then the cyclone to collect all the big chips from the planer, table saw, and router. Moving along this wall, just got some random junk on the wall, my whiteboard for keeping notes and my to-do list and whatnot. Every tool's in drawers right now, which I kind of like because I don't like everything super dusty, so I like to keep it in drawers. On the right, I've just got overflow tools, and then over here on the left, that's pretty much dedicated to hardware, so that's helping out. I just went to Lowe's and then got a bunch of these little hardware organizer boxes and then broke off the lid, and then that's what I got. So those are working out well. Here's the big old Craftsman tool cart, whatever you want to call it, tool chest. Working out really, really well. I'm loving every bit of that. It's got the soft close drawers, which I am now in love with. And then over here in the corner, we've got the aluminum bar clamps just on a little bitty rack that I built. Down at the bottom here, we've got some space for the old shop vac and cyclone, and then we got one of those little fold-up workbenches that I use occasionally. Then we got this big old storage right here. We got pretty much stains and sandpaper and all sorts of random storage. Some bar clamps over here and some, I guess, a 6-foot level. Then we got this other workbench. I went ahead and built this guy, put these storage units underneath it. And then also on this wall, I've got all the clamps. So there's pretty much the whole rotation of the shop. A couple other things from this workbench. This is what I planned out. The workbench is on wheels, by the way, so I can move it wherever I want. But from that infeed table all the way over here to these hardware drawers is about 9 feet. Because if I need to rip a sheet of plywood, I can just kind of lean it up there on that edge and then walk over here to the bottom side of it, pick it up, and push it straight through, and I'm good to go. Over here on the back side, I've got a good amount of space. One day I might just make another bench here that moves around or something, so that way I can work on big things at waist level and not on the floor over here. The other cool thing about this house, I said earlier I believe that it's a 3-car garage. That's what it was listed as. It's technically kind of like a 3.5-car garage. This one has this fancy wall here and a little passageway to where I can go in the other garage. So here's the spot for the Carmen Gia, and this is where the lumber rack is. So here's the final touch, I guess, of the shop tour. So I'm really, really lucky and fortunate to be able to work in this shop. So if you guys have any comments or questions for me, please leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and then answer any questions that you might have. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I'll keep some more coming and hopefully get some more projects rolling so that way you guys can see what I'm up to. Thank you guys for checking in, and I'll get in touch with you later.